Hi my pretty friends, it's Jenny here from The Pretty Crafter and I'm back with another video. This one is a different type of video. I am going to show you how I make these. It's kind of like a craft with me. So I'm going to show you how I make these covers. I think I've already showed you this one that's in the process of being made, this spring journal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I make my soft covers of one signature that look like this. And yeah, so let's get started. I just brought this one as an example, and we're not going to go through the whole process of like putting the corners and sewing. I'm just going to show you how I get to the cover per se. Okay, so what I do is I get two of these envelopes. As you can see, these are 9 by 12 envelopes, so that you are aware. So it is 12 long and then 9 inches this way. Okay, and then I get these in a box on Amazon. I used to use the white one, sorry, the craft color one that's like a yellowy. Let me see if I have one here that I can show you. This one, and I still use it, this color. It's just that I've noticed that if I'm using fabrics or lace that's kind of like a light color or a pastel color, that it doesn't really set the right way with me. So I'm using the white for now until I have no more left. I've been getting these that have the labels where you just stick them. So the first thing is, and you're gonna need two. The way that I'm gonna show you this craft with me, you're gonna need two of these 9 by 12 envelopes. You're also going to need some sort of fabric glue. I like the Fabric Fix. You can use Fabri-Tac. I get this at Hobby Lobby. I find it's the cheapest that I found so far. They don't put this on sale, so this is $9.99 at Hobby Lobby for 8 ounces. So that's what I use. I've seen other crafters use the permanent glue stick as well, because and those are, like, for me, the way I'm gonna do it and the way that they do it, the ones that use the permanent glue stick, they sew around it with their sewing machine. So I will be sewing around with my sewing machine, I just not in this video. Okay, and then you're just gonna need 2 pieces of coordinating fabric. So I had told you guys that I'm in the process of making Pink Panther journals. So I got this Pink Panther fabric and then I thought that I'd coordinate it with this striped white and striped purple fabric. The Pink Panther, I got it from Etsy, and the striped, I got it from Amazon on a big bundle. Okay, so you're gonna need that. You might want a ruler or something to measure. I'm not gonna measure. Something to like pat down what you're gluing, or to smooth your glue around. Baby wipes. I don't have baby wipes, so I'm using these Lysol wipes for my hands. And then I'm gonna use this other, it's called Fabric Fusion. I don't like it as much because it takes a very long time to dry, and it kind of leaves a little bit of kind of like a residue, but I am gonna use this when I glue the 2 backs together. Okay, just to use it up, that's why I'm doing that. So yeah, so that's all we're gonna need today. Oh, and obviously some scissors that are for fabric, and my fabric scissors have this little fabric piece on it right here. I got glue on it this morning, so that I know that it's for fabric. So these are my fabric scissors. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take these 2 envelopes, and we're going to make sure that this is nice and down. And if you get the ones that are not self-adhesive like this, all I do is I just glue these down with any type of glue. Remember, this is gonna be the inside of where we put the fabric. So you really, it doesn't matter what it looks like. Obviously, try to do your best. But this is, eventually your fabric is going to be on this side. The folds are going to be here. And then what we do is we're going to glue together the 2 sides. Okay. So it's not that hard. It might take a little bit for my video. I spilled my water everywhere. Let me scooch my chair down a little bit so I can see you guys, and then put this a little bit up. All right, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the fabric. So I'm gonna put one aside, and I'm gonna keep this one as a measurement. So I don't know if I want my stripes this way. Let me see what I like better, like going down or going sideways. Do I want them going down? I think I want them going down for this one. Sometimes I use sideways. So since I want them going down, this is how I measure, especially because I haven't brought from where I live with my mother-in-law my big mat that has measurements on it. So I just measure and make sure that I leave a little bit, because I want it 9 by 12, but I want to leave probably about an inch, you know, on each side. And I don't measure, I'm doing it now because I have you guys here, but you know, probably about an inch, you know, on each side. Yep, so I'm gonna put this right here. All right, and I really don't cut, I just make the one cut and then an inch. Okay, so right here, so I'm gonna cut about there. So I just do this one cut up here high, you can see, and then I take that out, and then I just rip, unless it's a fabric that you can't rip. And then these scraps, you keep them because you can use them to make embellishments inside that journal. So what I do is I keep them and I put them in the bag wherever that journal is, because it's color coordinated. So I will either use these for fabric flips inside my journal, to decorate the sides, almost like lace. You can use them for pockets. You can also create like ruffles with it. So I do that. So that would be my, this is gonna be my long side, right? And so I said 1 inch, which is probably about that. So now this is how I do it, remember? Okay, everyone has different methods of doing, and just check out fabric covers on YouTube, and you can see how different YouTubers do their own. So right now I'm eyeballing it, but like I said, leave about 1 inch. So I do the cut right there, and this is gonna be my other strip. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this to the side. Okay, so I like to do this in a mask making fashion. Then I'm gonna go back and look, make sure, cool. Then when I'm going to glue, see how that made that little thing? I do not iron. I hate ironing. I think it's the worst thing in the world. So that's all I do. And then if I have some extra strings here, I just cut them. Okay, I'm probably not, I mean, I teach, I'm a regular teacher. That is my profession, but I'm probably not doing the best at teaching. And see how this is like crooked? Doesn't matter, because when you fold it, listen, it's gonna be fine. So this one, put over here. This is for your scraps on this side, so I'm going to put it on a different side. Now I'm gonna take my Pink Panther, and remember, you want to make sure that you have it on the correct side. So, you know, and then I just put it always face down to me. And you see this strip that has the holes right here? I never take that off when I'm doing my covers, because I will use that to fold over. That way I don't have to use so much fabric, okay? And I'm probably doing way more than I need, but that's how I feel comfortable. So I'm going to cut a little bit here and cut in the middle of this Pink Panther. And I just cut all the way down. And this is the one I'm not using right now, so I'm gonna save it for fabric flips, ruffles, etc. I'm gonna put it with the other one. This is the one I'm using, and remember to stay on the right side. So this is the way I want it lengthwise. Okay, now I go like this so I can hold on to it and turn it. This is my method. Remember, this is what's easiest for me. Okay. So, oops, not that way. I want it this way so you guys can see the whole thing. So, okay. So these sides are good. Now I'm gonna do the strips over here. It's a little too long for me. Okay. So I'm gonna cut probably in the middle as well of the Pink Panther, leaving about an inch It's up to you. An inch and a half, whatever you feel comfortable so that you can fold over, okay? This is another strip that I'm gonna save for my journals. Okay, all right. So now that I have my two fabrics, this one and this one, it's glue time, okay? The only thing I can tell you is be careful with the fabric that you buy. Like this fabric that I got from Amazon, this one right here, you can potentially leave glue marks on it if you don't smudge all the glue. That's why sometimes a lot of YouTubers like to use the glue stick, okay? So make sure that you're being careful. Also, since I am not ironing, feel free to iron if you want to. Make sure that you smooth everything with your hands or whatever you're using, kind of like as a spatula, so that you don't get wrinkles. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this one because that one I gotta do finicky. So remember, you just wanna make sure that you're gonna put the fabric here when it's time on your table, and Fabrifix, this gives you a little bit of time of wiggle room right before it starts setting, but not too much. Okay, so this is how it's gonna go. Right, so the first thing, this is how you glue them if you're gonna sew around them. If you're not going to sew around them, you don't know how to sew, you don't have a sewing machine, etc., make sure that you glue all the way to the corners, okay, so that it doesn't come off. Okay, but remember also you're gonna tuck the excess in. Okay, so since I am going to sew, I'm gonna leave about 1/2 inch because I am going to sew really close to the edge. So I'm gonna leave about 1/2 inch that I am not gonna put glue on, so it doesn't eat up my my needle on my sewing machine. Okay. All right. So this is that. Okay. So remember, this is just a little bit of glue to hold it in place while you sew. The real thing that's gonna hold this in place is going to be your when you sew around it. Or if you're not gonna sew around it, then make sure you have enough glue, and then just make sure that you have this, you know, this has squares, so I want to make sure that it's, you know, a good spot. Okay, now you go like this, and I make sure that I am really smooshing this envelope on top of the fabric, okay, so as to not get too many wrinkles. Once I do it on this side, then, you know, you turn it over and you do the same thing here, and you're just trying to get all the wrinkles out. Okay, make sure. And then this is what I do to make sure that it's glued. So see, this, I waited too long and it dried, and so it didn't really set. So now I'm going to use my finger. That's what the baby wipes are for. Okay, don't smoosh it too much where you're going to get over here the same thing, or you're going to get the stain from the glue. Okay. And then make sure that you are, you know, not getting any wrinkles. Okay, I'm going to go here. And that doesn't always happen to me, what just happened, where I have to go back with the glue. But sometimes, I haven't used that glue in a while, so maybe I didn't squish it enough. Or since I'm making a video, and it's the first time I make a video of showing you how to do this, so I'm kind of nervous and new about it. I'm not very good at make with me, because I get very nervous that I'm going to make a mistake, you know, and I don't want that to happen. Okay, so I will link her down below, but other people that I've seen make these type of journals is Gayle Agostinelli, which is who I follow for journal making. A person on Etsy that sells these type of journals that I make is Sharon Some Sparkle, and I'll link her Etsy shop as well down. She makes beautiful ones just like this, probably more professional than me. So that's that. This is the straight thing, so it's probably crooked. Okay, so I'm gonna put this to the side, let it dry a little bit, and I'm going to do the other one. Okay, this one. So put this here. And then you're always going to use the blank side, not the side that has the folds, okay? For this part, because we don't want the folds to see. We don't want it to go through the cover. So we're gonna use that side of the envelope to cover the envelopes, you know, together, you know, to kind of glue them together. And this is where you want to be very, very careful and smoosh down your glue. And if you're not comfortable with using this, sometimes I get so mad because I can see the glue seeping through, and I'll just, when I'm creating the journal, I will just put an embellishment there. But just be really careful so that you don't get glue stains on this. So see how I didn't cut it straight? The most straight I want, and I think I said this is how I wanted it, but you can see here I'm going to have some crookedness. So I'm gonna pull that way, and then I'm gonna pull this way. I'm gonna pull up, and then I'm gonna pull down. Okay, and then see here I can feel a wrinkle, so I'm squishing that way. Here I can feel another wrinkle, so I'm gonna pull. And I do have a portable iron. I brought it back from my mother-in-law's. It's mine. I ordered it on Temu. But with one of those free things. This one, I don't feel any glue, thank God. So you can go back later and if you want, you can steam iron or iron them if you feel that they need it. You know, that's perfectly fine. Okay, that is, remember, it is whatever you are comfortable with and whatever makes you happy and have fun. This is not supposed to be work. This is supposed to be a de-stressor and fun, okay? See, this one dried up really quick right here. And again, this is not the permanent closure. The permanent, this is not what's going to keep this permanently down. It's going to be the sewing around it. And my sewing machine, I just look, and it has cream colored string. That's not the word, but when I figure out the word, I will put it there. Thread, cream colored thread. There you go. And I think for this one, I might go either probably like purple, so I'd have to change it. So if I have time, then I'll go over and change it, put you on pause, sew, and show you what it looks like. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the corners and fold them in. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this one, let this one dry a little bit, right? So this is how I remember me, Jenny from the Pity Crafter, does it. I'm very uncomfortable, so let me sit better here. Okay, and when I cut the corners, I don't cut them twice. I cut them one time like this to an angle. Okay, let's see if you can see my hand. So I pull here, and I leave very, very little right here in the corner. You can leave more if you feel comfortable with that, or if you are not going to put corners, book corners on this. I am going to put book corners. I put book corners on all the journals that I create as much as I can. I think it gives it a finished look. So this is how it, so see how it's just one piece and it's a little curved. And you save these as well to make little strips of it for your journal. Okay. And I have yet to make, I have so many journal covers, and I have yet to make any of those strips. And it doesn't, for me, it doesn't matter if I have a little white showing, because again, I am going to be putting some book corners on this. My biggest thing is that I want it to, you know, cut. So I cut that. Now I'm going to cut this one. Let's do it in a mass making thing, one step at a time, and then we, you know, we get them done. Okay. So how are you guys doing today? I am getting excited for my trip to visit my mom. By the time you see this, I will be in Puerto Rico because I'm filming ahead, so that I've been trying to get my my subscribers and, you know, viewers used to me doing a video a day. So I am getting used to going to, I'm getting ready to go to Puerto Rico. So by the time you see this, I will be over there. But yeah, that's what I've been doing today. I went to the chiropractor, and that felt good, and my husband's at the pool. All right, so we're here right now. So what we're gonna do is we're going to glue, and instead of using this one, because this is expensive and I love it, I'm going to use this one because it doesn't matter if it bubbles up or if the glue goes through, because I'm going to sew, like I'm gonna put them together. Okay, so this is the glue I'm gonna use to glue the sides, but just so that you know, you're gonna glue here, 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 and here. So all 4 sides, and it doesn't matter what which one you start with first, you know, the order. Okay, so I'm just gonna squish this up a little bit so that you guys can see down here. So this is how I do it as well. Everything is different techniques, whatever you feel you're comfortable with. So for me, the way that I like to do the glue for the sides is I will do a little bit of both on the envelope and on the fabric. So I'm gonna do the sides on the fabric, okay, the top of the fabric, okay, and then here I just go like that. Okay, so this is what I do. And this glue again does not dry very quickly, so this is going to stay very sticky and very wet for a while, so I'm going to let it set, okay, once I finish all 4 sides. Okay, now I decided to go to this side. Are you in? Yeah, you are in view. I'm just, sorry, that's my dog. Give me a moment. I'm going to pause here. Okay, that was my husband coming in, and I don't know why my dog did that. So right now, for example, if you don't want to get your hands all glue on it, okay, you just take, I've seen people do spatulas. I use this, I should have never used this bone folder because it costs a lot, but I used it one time and it has glue everywhere. So, you know, might as well just use it. I have another bone folder. And then another thing that I've heard, this is why I have the Lysol wipes with me. I've never felt that way, but I did hear one YouTuber say that you're not supposed to have like fabric glue on your fingers for too long. I don't know why. Maybe they're allergic or something, but I try to have one of these around so that I can wipe my hands. Because this type of glue doesn't really come off that easy. But wait, baby wipes are best. Because I don't think you're supposed to use Lysol on your body, you know. And I got wet on it, but again, we're not going to use this side, so it's fine. So anything else interesting? Yeah, go see my mom. I haven't seen her since last summer. Go see my grandma on my mom's side. Some of my aunts and maybe some cousins. Go and get some nice Hispanic, Latin, Puerto Rican food. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And let's see. I think that's it. So as you can see, I kind of did a little bit different than what I told you. I went up here. It just, you know, whatever feels comfortable for you guys when you're gluing. Just remember this part here, not a big deal. Obviously try not to mess up too much, because if you are like me, gonna use it, you know, gonna sell them, then, you know, you want it to be professional looking and all that. But this really is, you know, not that big a deal. Then what I do is I turn it over, I come to the front, and I stretch it again, make sure, you know, because the glue in the back is still, you know, drying. And that is the cover. This will be the front, okay? I'm gonna put that to the side. And I'm gonna go here and do the same thing. Okay, so we can chat again. So let's see, my husband's gonna work this summer. He's going to do summer school. He already got called. And you know, we had so many different things happen this year with our move, my father-in-law passing away, me getting so sick and having so many conditions and whatever, that we usually save up in the summer a lot. Close to $15,000 during the year. Like, we save up during the year so that we have close to $15,000 in the summer. Because he usually would never get paid during the summer when he was a teacher. I would, but you know, we tried to save up. But this year I went through so many different jobs. We went through the move. I ended up in the hospital, things like that. We had to use a lot of our savings. It was very hard. We moved twice from Florida up here to Massachusetts. And then we moved, when we got here, we moved directly into my mother-in-law's house. And now in April, we moved to this apartment that's ours, right? So moves are expensive, guys. Moves are very expensive. So it took up like whatever we had saved, all of those times. It took that up. I hope I'm still in range. And so now, yeah, we have a little bit of money saved up, but you know, we have to be careful this summer. So my only trip is going to be me to PR to visit my family, and sometime in August before school starts, we are going to go to Saratoga, New York. We like to go there. My husband's really into horse racing, so we're going to go to the racetrack, Lake George, etc. And once we get closer to that, I will you know, talk a little bit more about it. And I'll probably do the same thing I'm doing here, is film some videos ahead of time. So yeah, I want to get myself used to filming, you know, try to invest more time in my craft and my business. I don't think this will ever be a business. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I refuse to spend more time doing things that I don't like, if that's what it takes, which is media and, you know, marketing and things like that. That's not the whole point of this, because I do have a job. So I just want to do the fun stuff. So if I have sales, I have sales. If I don't have sales, I don't have sales. All right, so we are done with both covers when it comes to gluing, right? So we did that. So this will be the inside of our journal, is going to be this. Okay, guys? So this is going to be the inside of our journal. So I'm going to put this to the side. Oh, actually, we're going to need both of them, okay? So it doesn't matter which way. This does not have any direction. If you have an inside that has direction, you want to make sure that you put them the correct way, okay, when you're gluing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one again, the Fabric Fusion, that is a little bit more wet, right? I'm going to go like this. And again, away, leaving a little bit, like 1/2 inch, because I am going to sew around that, okay? I'm going to go like this. Here, 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 here. Right? And then this, I don't have to smoosh it because that's all I'm doing here. Okay? Okay? And then you just make sure that you glue them together like that. And then you want to put pressure, make sure that all your sides, you know, are where they need to be. There's not something showing more here or more there, anything like that, you know. Okay. Make sure, yep, that's good. And then you just smush it. And the good thing about using this one is, unlike the fabric tack, it would have already been dry. So, okay, right. So now you have the front and the inside cover, okay? So if you did not have a sewing machine, don't know how to sew, this would be it. You're done. If you don't want pockets, again, you're done. So right now for me, there's still some processes to happen. Number one, I'm gonna find something here, either a fabric or a lace as a pocket, and I'm gonna put it here. Number two, once after I put the lace, and that will be with fabric glue. After I put the lace, I am going to sew, and I'm gonna sew here in the front all around the journal. After I do that, I'm going to put eyelets and find the closure, okay? So if you guys give me one moment, I will pause you to see what I can find for the inside. And I'm looking here, and I'll probably do something pink, right? So don't go away. All right, I'm back. So I have these two bags of ribbon and strips. So Pink Panther, and let's see what I can find here that I think these are small strips. So I have this is too vintagey, right? I had this one. I thought about this one or this one. I think this one is too, yeah, those are too light. This I think is too thin. And this is too light, would be the other one. So this would be the other one. So let's see how those look with the Pink Panther. Okay, with the purple. All right, so let's see. Okay, so remember we're putting it in here, okay? So I could do this one, which doesn't kind of do the that I want it to, right? So let's put this to the side. About this one. And yeah, this one I would do like this. I'm kind of leaning towards this one. What do you guys think? Or, oops. If I had this one, I would do this, but I don't have any more of that, right? The wipe. Put the wipe over here. Yeah, I don't have any more of that. And yeah. So let me see this one. One darker. This is a little darker. What do you guys think about this one? I don't know, I kind of like this one better. Let's see. This one, this one. This kind of looks, or this one. Decisions. Let's see. I think that one, right? Okay, so let's do that one. All right. So, since I'm doing this one, I put it all the way across, okay? And then you gotta find, so this is the front, okay? So you gotta find with these laces, which is the front and which is not like the back. So I can make a tall pocket like that or cut it in the middle. I think I'll make the tall pocket, okay? Then go from there to there, right? And then this is stretchy, so it's fine. I just wanna make sure. Then I think I'm gonna cut right here in the middle. Okay, so I'm gonna cut right here. If you have extra on the side, which is what's gonna happen here, you'll see. I just cut it afterwards. Okay, that mess is staying there. Okay, and then what I do, and I always leave these little they have a name. Scallops, there you go, these little scallops to go down, okay? I like it to look through, to peek through. So I put my hand there. I'm not gonna use this one, I'm gonna use the Good Fabri-Tac. Okay, and this is just a little bit because we are sewing around it, okay? And I'm going to go from the top. Remember, nothing, ooh, and it's a pocket, so don't go too deep. Okay, and then go through here. And I don't do the middle because I use the signature when I sew it in as the middle, okay? And then I go through. Make sure again that I have the, yep, the top. And then I go and do this. And I make sure that I am on the side that I want to be. Exactly where I want to be. Right there, right there, right there, right there. Remember this Fabrifix or Fabri-Tac or fabric glue, it dries really quickly. So just make sure that you work quickly. Okay. And like I said, this is stretchy, so look, I have super extra right here, right now. Okay, I'll take this, go down. This, go down, and this, and go down. Okay. Make sure that I got it all the way to the top. Here I'm missing a little bit here. Okay. There you go. Okay. Always try to put your caps on your glues as soon as possible so that they don't dry off or get gunked, is more than anything is what I'm thinking. Okay. So make sure that it looks good here on the bottom. I have a little scallops that are taller over there than they are over here. So let's try to see if I can push this up a little bit. Okay. Okay, it's fine. I remember it's a junk journal and it's handmade, so this is perfect. So see these things that are here on the sides? I'm gonna take my scissors. Gonna cut, making sure that you do not cut the fabric. Okay. Okay. And then I'm gonna cut over here. And this is, for me, these are scraps. If you can find something to do with that, listen, go ahead and save it. Okay. Right, so that's that. So we are done. We are done with the inside and this side. What's left to do is sew. How long are we? We're in 37 minutes. My husband's getting dressed. So I'm going to pause you while I change the thread. And what I'm thinking here is, you see this pink color right here, or the Pink Panther, which is fuchsia. I'm going to see if I can find a thread that's like that. Stay tuned. All right, I'm back. So I found this, which is pretty fuchsia. So I'm going to use this as the main thread, and then this as my spool. All right, so my sewing machine is over there. So I'm going to go get it and connect it, and then, you know, you're just gonna have to hear the ring, 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 ring of the sewing machine, so that way you can see the full, you know, the full effect. Okay, and I'm gonna leave these pink ribbons here so that we can figure out, remember it's the Pink Panther, so it's gotta be pink, so that we can figure out the, you know, the closure. Let me put these back while I have you guys here with me, and then I'll move the sewing machine here over, and we can, you know, go around it. No judgment though when I sew. One moment. I just made the biggest mess trying to get my sewing machine over, and as you can see, it's right here in the middle, so I'm gonna put it to the side here. Yes, this is what happens during filming, right, when you're doing stuff. So let's see. I'm gonna put the foot stand there, and should I do this probably? So I'm just moving things around, guys, so that I can get my my sewing machine going for you. And wait, maybe I'm gonna pause you again. Pause. All right, I'm back. So I'm gonna take the string out. This is the one I had here. I haven't sewn in a long time, so please bear with me. I'm gonna take the spool out. Okay, let me turn the light on. Okay, I'm gonna put the spool in. And listen, I self-taught myself how to sew. So if you don't know how to sew and you want to sew, YouTube is your friend, because I watch lots of videos and I taught myself how to sew. I cannot sew a dress, right? I cannot sew, like, you know, huge items, but I just wanted to know how to sew. Right now I'm just putting in the thread. What did I do wrong? I did something bad. I'm not really sure. Right now all I'm doing is putting in the thread. There you go. And the worst part for me, about sewing is going to be the needle. So for me, that's a pain in my freaking butt. Trying to get the thread inside the needle. It's a pain. I hate it. So I'm gonna pause you while I do that, because it's gonna take forever. Unpaused. All right, so we're good to go. And usually when I do this, I'm gonna start in the back. So here, where do I start? Yep. This is the front. Yep. So I'm gonna start from here like that. I think probably is that what I want to do. I don't know. Yep. Yeah. So here, and then let me see what. God, that hurt. I'm gonna do a regular straight stitch. This one, the 8. All right, and so let's see how we do, my friendies. Okay, it's not moving. There we go. Yep, here we go, finally. I haven't been sewing in a long time. And if you guys don't like the noise, I'm gonna pause here and I'll bring back. All right, guys, I'm done with the sewing. I am just clipping here right now, and we'll be right with you to show you that part and the finished product. Okay, so turn this off, move this to the side. All right, so this is here. One of the things that happen is this little bulky thing, but again, junk journals, it's fine. When you put the signatures in, it'll go away. But here also I got a little knotted here, so I had to, my thread broke, then I had to go back. But as you can see, that is a straight stitch. I mean, it's not straight, it's kind of not straight, but it is stitched around. Okay, so that's done. So now your next part is you're going to go like this, right? And fold it in the middle, okay? And you're going to need to do that like various times. Make sure that you are getting everything folded correctly, that it's in the middle, that you kind of squishy the whole thing, right? Squishy, so that you don't get any bumps and creases. And then you're just going to find the ends and squish them together. And then you take your bone folder, okay, and you squish like that. Okay, So your cover is done. You can be done here, okay? You can be done here. Like, I just gotta be careful when I do the stitching. I could actually put some fabric glue here so that doesn't keep going like that. Okay, so I don't want it to bunch up anymore, so. And you could potentially sew this, right? There you go. And take this, make sure that it is stayed down. Actually, don't have no glue here apparently. Okay, and you could, like I've seen other YouTubers and journal makers that glue this down. Okay, so that way, glue and sew, you know. So I could sew here. I might do that after in a little bit, but and then it's all done right there. Okay, so you can finish, you're done. Or you can do like me, put book corners and do the closures. So let's try to do the closures first. That takes longer. Right, see. Okay, this is gonna go straight through the fabric, and this is We Are Memory Keepers hole punch, and I'm gonna use the big one. I don't know what the size is. I know people do. I'm just gonna eyeball the middle right here, and I'm gonna do right next to my stitching, and everything's gonna go through, including the lace. Okay, then you might need to use your fabric scissors right here. See? Here. And the same over here, and then I go like this with my scissors to make the hole bigger, and then just basically kind of eyeball it. It's right here to the other side. Okay, take your scissors and do the same thing. Okay, and I have plain. I might use silver. Let's see, do I want silver or do I don't know if I have that pink. So what do you guys think? Should we use the fuchsia pink? Just pink it up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use the fuchsia pink it up. Okay, so these are my eyelets. And then the We Are Memory Keepers also can be doubles as an eyelet. Give me one moment. Bye. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna put it here. My dog was barking, so I'm trying to get him to silence. So I'm just gonna squish it in there for some reason. Take it out because it's not squishing. Yeah. So you want it to really, really squish in there and get through all the layers of the two, what do you call it? The two envelopes, right? And the fabric and the lace. And then you're gonna take this part right here, and then that's gonna go on the top. Okay, and then you're going to just clip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there you go. There you have it. That's that one. And the same over here. And this one's through all the layers as well. And then you're going to do the other way. Okay, and then you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, squish it hard. There you go. And now we're going to find the string for it. So how about this one? I like that one. And we're gonna need a lot of string, so I'll just take the whole thing. That's the whole thing out. Okay, and I like to do 2 strings. So how about this one here? I haven't used this in a long time, so let's do those. Right, so it looks cool. I don't know how I did this or who did this. It's right there. But this is going to be cut off And I think this was gifted to me as well, so there we go. Yes, however we did it. I have no idea how I want it to come off. Okay, let's do this one because there we go. All right, and oh, I want the one with the blue. No, don't you guys want the one with the blue? Oh, it's together. Oh, well, that's how we're gonna do it. Okay, so you need a lot of string. I don't know how much, but a lot. Like this much, probably double, and then triple and quadruple. Okay, so that's how I'm doing mine. Okay, so that's all the string you need, so you can put to the side. And then now I'm going to do this one and these two. I'm gonna go like this, make sure that that is the middle, right? See, sure, and then I'm gonna cut these in half based on the middle. Okay, oops. There you go. So go like this. I'm going to, put it in halfsies. Okay, so there you go. So you take this and then you cut it in half. Well, my husband's hungry. It's only 12:11, so put it in half, and there we go. All right, and then what you're gonna do is this. Now you're gonna go in half again, half like that, right? And then you are just going to string it through here, because you want the little knot to show on this side. Yeah. Here you go. And this is looking like a beautiful closure. And there you go. You go not one, not two, not one, not two. And all of the knots are here. Okay, there's that one. And then the next one is the same thing. Once I'm finished with this, let me pause, do it, and then I'll... All right, guys, so we're done. So this is it. This is what we did. This is the outside cover, okay? This is the inside cover, all right, with the little lace here. We put 2 eyelets here, front and back, and then we got some ribbon and some yarn in here, okay? And then this is how it closes. You do not have to do this, remember, okay? This is just me, Jenny from the Pity Crafter. And you can just use 1 ribbon as well. And then you just tie a little bow here. And we are done. And the reason why you wanted so much string is because if you have an alligator mouth, you want it to be able to close. Okay, and there you go. And that is your journal cover, my friends. Well, I'm glad you guys stayed all the way to the end, almost an hour, 54 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my content, if you like this video, please hit like and please subscribe to my channel and go on down to my Etsy, because pretty soon Pink Panther journals will be there along with other fancy and cute little journals. Again, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye, my pretty friends.